Welcome to the Valhalla Filmcast. I am Bryce Thompson, here with Cody Ryrie. And today we just wanted to talk about Batman. Batman, as of late, he's showing his
age.
Mortality.
This is an elegy. This is a funeral. And
some breaking news on the not Star Wars.
Not that positive.
That came out of on Batman. Ben Affleck, this is kind of older, but Ben Affleck has stepped down from directing Batman.
Yeah.
And more recently, spreading some rumors here. Ben Affleck has said he does not want to be Batman anymore.
Yeah. That was just released yesterday. Yes. That rumor. And it's telling, we're a whole 24 hours after this, and nothing from Warner Brothers, nothing from Ben Affleck to confirm or deny. You'd think if it was just crap, there'd be like, hey, that's crap. I'm still into it.
So, and most times, if you've learned, if there's rumors like this kind of big rumor, it happens only because someone wants it to.
Yes.
So either Ben Affleck's party is saying this, or Warner Brothers, someone has leaked this.
Well, let's get back to the actual leak itself, so we can go from there.
Yes.
Came from John Campia at Collider.com. And he says he was familiar with 3 people close to Warner Brothers in the situation who say that he wants out. And that he's trying to talk them out of making him be in the Solo movie. But if they make him be in the Solo movie, that's it. He's going to be done after that. But he would rather be gone before that. So take that with whatever you want. But we did see him. Here's what you can look at this, and this gives it credibility, I think, because he was going to direct, right? He was going to write, direct, and star. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, I only direct it if the script's good. That was the next thing we heard.
Yes.
And then we heard, I can't do both. I have to step down as director, but I'm still fully committed to this project. And now we hear, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's seeming like his enthusiasm keeps dropping.
Well, also...
And if I'd been in Suicide Squad, my enthusiasm would be dead too.
It also makes you worry about Justice League.
Yeah, because if he played the character the whole time not wanting to be there...
But also, it makes you wonder, because, Batman vs. Superman. Batman vs. Superman has huge... you're so excited for it. Mm-hmm. And bummer deal. Got kind of like... You liked it.
You're right.
Most didn't. And then Suicide Squad, horrible.
Yeah.
I have nothing positive to say about that. And if you've listened, so we'll move on. But now they've come out with the next movie that is supposed to redeem the franchise. And if you would think that, this is going to be a good movie, stick around, because it's going to be good.
But that's true. If he was super optimistic about Justice League, would he be wanting out?
Yeah, why would you want out if it's going to be a good, and you're going to be able to make your money and make billions of more movies?
That's a really good point I didn't think of.
So, when I heard that, I was like, Justice League sucks. Why would you not be super excited if the movie that you are making isn't...
Well, here's the thing, though, because, Batman vs. Superman, did it get pooed on? Yes.
Yeah,
But I think Ben Affleck came out of it relatively unscathed. I heard a whole lot of, I didn't like the movie, but I thought Affleck was a pretty good Batman. I heard that a lot from people.
I've heard the opposite.
Oh, really?
I haven't heard one like...
Was it your
one
wife?
positive.
Your wife hates everything.
She does not like Ben Affleck Batman. But, no, not just her.
Movie? Did she watch the movie?
Yes.
Did she? Okay. Did she fall asleep? Did she get angry?
She
Sorry, tangent. We're going to have maybe a throwdown at some point. I'll probably die. But
exciting.
Anyway, continue on.
Anyways, he's the least liked Batman, I would say. One of them.
I don't know. I don't buy that. Like, the movie is not liked.
That's true.
But I think people... Here's what happened. It's all about expectations.
Yes.
Because people thought he was going to be trash.
That's true.
And then he was not bad. And I think a lot of people were sympathetic to that because he wasn't bad. And I think a lot of people were excited about the movie and then were really let down. So everybody talked about this. The worst thing about Batman vs. Superman is going to be Ben Affleck. Yeah, and then it turned out not to be the case.
Not really. But, okay, who is the worst Batman then?
The worst Batman?
Yeah.
George Clooney.
George Clooney. That's a pretty just a horrible.
Yeah, and it's not George Clooney is an amazing actor. Don't get me wrong. But
what about Val Kilmer?
He's okay.
Yeah.
I like Keaton a lot. I think Michael Keaton's great. And Adam West can't even be in the running because that's not bad. That's weird. That's something else. I don't know. And then now, after seeing the Lego Batman movie, I have a lot of affection for Will Arnett.
Yeah.
He does a great Batman. But I don't know.
Just a little tangent. Anyways, back onto Ben Affleck Batman and the horror that we're seeing play out in front of us. We just had an interesting conversation with a gentleman, and he said the reason that these movies... Well, he didn't specifically say this. This is just...
You're extrapolating.
Yes. Is that Warner Brothers does not care about Batman or the DC universe. And we have harped on Warner Brothers since forever. And I think that that's what we've been trying to say the whole time. Is you can tell that they don't care about
Mom and Dad just drop them off at school.
Yeah.
They don't care how they do.
No, they don't come to their projects. They don't come to the school fair, the plays, or anything.
They're 10 minutes late to the play, and then they go outside and smoke. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you can tell, and he brought up Deadpool, and how there's not like a animated novel that they could adapt it from.
Yeah.
They just had to combine all these different Deadpool scenes and make an awesome movie from it.
And a great love and respect for the character.
Yes. And you can see that in the film.
Yeah.
Because they cared about it. And you can tell from what we've learned and kind of what we've gathered from, say, Suicide Squad, if you really cared about Suicide Squad, you don't make it the way you made it.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't make a dark... It's okay, you have DC Universe, which is dark already, and then you're talking about the villains of the DC Universe, which is even darker, and you make it fun and happy and exciting.
Well, and I don't know if it's even the approach that I find that was the problem. I think it's you have 6 weeks to write it.
Yeah.
We have to have it out in a year. You've got 4 months to shoot it. You've got, push, rush.
Uh-huh.
And then at the end, we see your final product, and we're like, well, we're really nervous about this, so we're going to have 5 different versions.
Yeah, you can't do that.
There's no vision behind it. You look at the good comic book films, and I think you can look back to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 1 and 2. I think 3 was messed up by studio interference, but 1 and 2, they hired Sam Raimi, not because he had big movie experience, but because he was a Spider-Man fanatic. Mm-hmm. He loved Spider-Man. You hire Chris Nolan because he loves Batman and he has something new to say about Batman. And I just, there's nothing new to say. There's so much nervousness about this has to appeal to everybody and offend no one.
Which is it's not DC and it's not the villains of DC.
And you've got to recast the Joker. And I'm sorry, I don't care what happens. I don't care. But I like Jared Leto. You got to get Jared Leto out of there. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's lost.
Which I was so excited. I was like, when they're like, who can replace him? Heath Ledger was amazing, and I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, oh, Jared Leto, perfect. And then what? What'd you do?
Well, do you want to see Ben Affleck go against Jared Leto in a Batman movie?
No.
Who does?
I don't.
Nobody does.
And I'm really disappointed and sad about that.
Yeah.
Because I was really excited. Because I really do think that Jared Leto could do a good job. But now, how do you come back from that?
Well, here's my question for you. Because, all right, well, they lost the director, and then they were going to get Matt Reeves. Uh-huh. And I think he's still in talks. He's the guy behind the new Planet of the Apes movies. So, good guy, knows what he's doing. But then we lose Ben Affleck as the actor. Nothing's for certain. We've lost... The Flash has lost 3 directors, I think, have gone through the Flash movie. They've restarted the script twice. No one wants to direct a Shazam movie. They can't get anybody interested. The whole thing just seems like a disaster. So we already have Wonder Woman done. Wonder Woman's coming out. Justice League is coming out. That's a done deal. Mm-hmm. After those 2, what do you do? If they're as bad, if Justice League is as bad as we're afraid it's going to be, do you blow the whole thing up? Do you try and salvage it? What's your plan? What do you do?
I would say Warner Brothers just needs to just stop.
But they're cash cows.
Yeah.
I mean, Suicide Squad made $800 million.
That's true. I have heard lots of people say they like Suicide Squad. I don't know how. Please tell me. It's horrible. But how? They're not going to be.
Eventually you bury the brand so deep.
And you're ruining it for everyone else. And like you said, all these directors are falling out. That tells you that it's not the movies.
It's the structure.
Yeah, it's further up. Because why? It's a DC comic. Everyone loves Batman and Superman. I think people liked Batman and Superman before they liked Marvel.
Yeah, of course.
Because there was the ones that you knew. Those were the marquee
people come out of the womb knowing who Batman and Superman are.
And a director isn't going to give up the chance to direct a movie about them unless they don't want to work with whoever's giving them the money to make the movie. Because it's not worth it.
Can I suggest something radical?
Sure.
Okay, all right, here's what I would do. If I had all the power and my last name was Warner and I had a brother named Warner and I was in control of the studio, here's what I would do. After Justice League, because you got to put it out. It's done. You've put, $200 million in. Mm-hmm. You put it out and you figure out in reshoots how to end it. Right? So the end of Justice League is the end of this universe. Mm-hmm. You just end it. Just cut your losses, right? And then here's what you do. They like to adapt comic books. I've read 4 in my life, but one of them I read was called Gotham by Gaslight.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Okay, and it's Batman reimagined in the 1800s going after Jack the Ripper. All right? It's this really interesting, totally different, we're doing everything, we're going miles away from it. You pick things like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then you do them for $50 or $60 million. You do them for half the price. Okay?
Yeah.
And then what can you do? You can make it rated R, right? Because you're not risking as much money. You can have more you can do crazier stuff,
which we've seen lots of success.
Yes.
With the rated R.
That's why Deadpool could be rated R, because it cost half what a superhero film does. Mm-hmm. Now there's a guy named Mark Bernardin. He didn't suggest the Gotham by Gaslight thing, but he suggested this lower budget.
Yeah.
And I think it's genius. And then
I agree.
Creative freedom is there. What costs so much about Batman?
I know.
It's ninja movies and it's detective stories. Those shouldn't be super expensive. So do something cheaper, get more creative freedom, try something totally different. Like I said, go back to the 1800s. Or you don't like that? Do something else totally different. And erase that palate cleanse. Mm-hmm. That's what I said.
Agree. There's lots of cool ideas of Batman in the medieval times, or a Viking, or why not?
Yeah.
You've already messed him up.
Do something that has never been done before. Because I think people have fatigue from seeing. Now, I've had enough of modern day grumpy Batman.
And think about, you could almost, I think it'd be really cool, you could almost give the idea that Batman is just there's always been a Batman.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool, neat idea that this is...
It's a mantle.
And so there's always been a Batman. There's always been someone who has been wronged, who is trying to make it right in some way throughout all time, and he's just a representation of that. Because who hasn't been wronged in their life? I don't know anyone.
Well, and if you do something radically different, then you don't have to hold to this, I'm so broody because my parents... Keep some things that make it Batman, obviously things that we love, but we've seen throughout the history of Batman that he's flexible. You can do all kinds of things to this character and make it interesting. So I don't know if the time change is what you want to do, but I do like that idea of cut the budget in half. Don't connect it to some universe. I think that's what's hamstringing people is, okay, you can make your movie, but it has to start with these characters, and these characters have to have this journey because they have to end up here by the end of your movie, and then you're not making your own movie anymore.
No.
You're making an episode in a TV series. And Marvel has that worked out. To their benefit.
They've done it.
Heaven bless them. I don't know how they do it, but it works out for them. It hasn't worked for Batman. It hasn't worked for Superman. So scrap it. That's what you do. You don't try to copy Marvel. You do the polar opposite.
Yeah, make your own thing.
That's the way it was with Disney and Warner Brothers cartoons very early on. Disney was all family friendly, and it was all about quality animation, and Bugs Bunny was about making crass jokes about things that were happening right then and quick animation.
And they're funny.
And they're both popular because people have an appetite for both. So screw trying to copy Marvel.
Yeah,
it didn't work. You gave it your best shot. Do something totally different.
Yeah, you've got to. I totally agree. You have to scrap the project. You can't keep going with the way you're going now.
When no one, except for like, no one's wanted to quit Batman since they were making awful movies in the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
That's the last time people wanted to quit.
No one just quits a superhero that everyone loves because they're like, oh yeah, I've got to make some other movie about Boston. No, it's Batman. No. You're gonna make a lot of money.
And Ben Affleck, we've heard this from Kevin Smith and other people, has dreamed about being Batman since he was a teenager.
Yeah, so
you've killed his enthusiasm for the character. Don't kill everyone else's.
No kidding. Because it would be a sad day when my daughter doesn't know who Batman is because of Warner Brothers. And I think if it keeps going, it could happen. Because they have put such a bad taste in everyone's mouth. I mean, and I don't understand, but I feel like Suicide Squad got a much more positive reception.
Which is crazy.
I don't understand. But I feel like it did, but it didn't have Batman in it as much either. So I feel like if Justice League falls on its face, just let it fall.
That's it.
Bury it deep in the desert somewhere, and make something new.
And I say, clean house.
Yeah.
Fire people who thought, and I don't want to fire people and people lose their jobs, whatever. I understand that's bad. But if I go to work and I don't unclog the toilet, I smash it to pieces, I get fired.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
You know? So you have to meet a certain level of quality and what people want. And so I'm not wanting people to lose their jobs because I want people to not, I just think it's time to do something else. Move them on to other projects. Bring in fresh blood. I mean, they can't do anything worse than it's been done now. This is not working.
I understand about the whole fire thing. Like, it's really harsh to say that you're going to fire someone.
Yeah.
But come on. I don't want to go to a movie and spend my hard-earned money on a crappy movie.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to have someone not have a job. Like, people get fired all the time, and it's horrible, and it's really hard. But guess what? They're millionaires. And I'm pretty sure they can sell a car, and they'll be okay. So make a good movie, because guess what? That is who's going to pay your bills, is the people who are going to
I don't ever want to see Jared Leto play the Joker again. I'm pretty sure Jared Leto doesn't want to play the Joker.
From where it's coming from? Yeah, I think he's like...
And now Ben Affleck's out too? Just kill it.
I agree.
Shoot something right now. Tell Ben, okay, look, come back for 2 weeks. We're going to reshoot the ending of Justice League to where it's going to end the whole thing. And then, you know what? Happy trails. It was great.
Good job.
And then the guy in, I think it was Variety. I don't know if I'm counting. He said, then you take a dump truck to Denzel Washington's house and you dump it there and you say, you're Batman. Something totally different. I don't know if Denzel's the answer, but something totally different, and you start all over. Because Batman, there's an appetite for Batman. I love Batman.
He's Batman.
I want to see Batman. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of the 4 people in the universe that like Batman versus Superman.
That's true.
And I'm still on board. If these people are losing their passion, then I don't want to force it.
No.
Why? There's got to be so many people out there that are passionate about something to do with Batman. Hire them. Somebody new and up and coming. Give them a new shot.
Well, another thing that I was thinking of, because I recently listened to the Fluffy show. I don't know his name, but Fluffy, the comedian guy, the Netflix special. And he talks to this kid about how he says Batman's the best because he's wearing an Iron Man shirt. And he's like, why is Batman the best? And he's like naming and pretty much destroys Batman. But I was thinking, the reason I really like Batman is his villains.
Yeah. Like,
the Joker is the coolest villain. And I think you got to bring them and make them really awesome. Because, yeah, we've seen Batman. We know Batman. But if you bring his villains and make them awesome and really cool, then you have so much more material because they don't get touched on a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's mostly a little here and there, but not as much.
I'm willing to bring Robin in. And also some of the other allies and stuff. A modern take on Robin. That could be cool. I mean...
Well, because one of the things that we thought with Batman vs. Superman was that Robin was going to be that girl
Right, that was
Hunger
the rumor
Games.
years before the movie came out.
Yeah, and so I was like, that would be awesome.
Do a female Robin and that actress? She was perfect.
It'd be so cool. That'd be way cool. Didn't happen.
No.
So, oh well, I guess. But I think that'd be awesome. Like, do something crazy like that. Just some random...
And kind of get away, I think, from the 80s super dark Batman. I mean, can he be a dark and brooding character still? Sure, he is a dark and brooding character.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel very stuck by this. I think we've explored the mentally traumatized, super vicious version of Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is, but go somewhere else with it. Mm-hmm. You know, keep it Batman, but go somewhere else.
And if the movie fails, you've got...
You only put $50 million in. It'll make that on an opening weekend.
Oh yeah, and you've already had 3 others that failed too, so throw it in the back of the truck and bury it with the others. I mean, it's not like you're going to be out anything, really. But yeah, something definitely different has to change, I agree.
Or pie in the sky, David Fincher. You hire David Fincher to make a Batman movie.
Can you imagine that?
And you say,
ooh,
okay, it's rated R, do whatever you want.
That would be the sickest movie I think I've ever seen in my life.
That's the only way I'd be like, okay, going even further into the dark version of Batman. Because if somebody like David Fincher was behind it, hey, go for it.
It would be the grittiest, most perfect movie ever.
But it would have lots of humor in it, too. His movies are funny. They're just very, very dark funny.
Yes.
So
I think it'd be awesome. I think he would kind of be like a mix between like Seven and Social Club, kind of like smashed together.
Little Fight Club in there because
a little
the
Fight
Joker
Club.
kind of Fight Club, you know, like
this needs to happen. This needs to happen now.
Well, on an unrelated note, we'll end with this, I guess, unless you have something else to say. But David Fincher has been asked to do World War Z 2.
Really?
And he's interested. Because he says he has an idea.
I'm speechless.
And all of his TV shows have been canceled. He had 3 in the rocks. They've all been canceled. He has nothing to do. Him and Brad Pitt are super good buddies.
Yeah, they're friends.
And Brad Pitt took it to him and said, what do you want to do? He said, I've got a great idea for it. And Paramount, get this, Paramount says, we're not sure. We'll have to think about it.
Are you kidding
Screw you, Paramount.
No kidding. That would be the greatest movie ever. Because
a David Fincher zombie movie. A David Fincher zombie movie.
I'm already having nightmares. It's like the grittiest, nastiest thing you've ever seen, but in perfect frame.
I know, it looked gorgeous.
You're like, that's the most beautiful zombie.
Just David Fincher work. Yes, why is no one hiring him to work? He hasn't made a movie since Gone Girl.
It's sad.
You know? And he has all these other things lined up and everybody cancels them on him.
I know.
What's going on in the world? Yeah, I feel like I'm crazy, you know?
What was the movie, On a Train or Two on a... Stranger on a Train?
Oh, yeah. What happened with that?
I know. That would be so epic.
He was going to make 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea for Disney. They canceled that. He's had 500,000 projects that sounded amazing every single time, and they've all gotten canceled. And now they have to do a World War Z sequel. The first one was super successful.
Yeah.
And you have the star come back who works with his amazing director. They have an idea for it. They want to do it. For me, you go to David Fincher as a zombie sequel, and he's like, screw you, I got better things to do.
No kidding.
But the fact that he has an idea and he wants to do it?
Mel Gibson has now made a movie, and he is Oscar nominated.
What is going on?
There's no excuses. There's no excuses.
Hollywood.
He's
never insulted anybody.
Yeah, he's never insulted anyone.
Except for humanity, all of us.
But, I mean, we're still going to his movies, so we're not that offended. I mean, come on, let's make...
In all of his movies, like Gone Girl, Girl with Dragon, they've all made over $100 million. It's not like they were giants. Curious Case of Benjamin Button made over $100 million. I didn't even like that movie all that much. So,
I don't understand.
I'm whipped into a froth here.
We need to get David Fincher new work, and we need to stop.
We gotta fix Batman.
Well, yes. So, those are the 2 things we have learned on this episode of the Valhalla Filmcast. Please let us know what you think of our wild and crazy ideas. Also, follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, and let us know what you like about the show, and share it with your friends, your family.
Well, I'm curious. How would you fix Batman? I want to hear other ideas too about that.
Yeah.
What are your ideas on that?
Let us know, please. Yeah, this has been the Ball Filmcast. I'm Bryce Thompson.
I'm Cody Ryrie.
And we'll talk to you next time.